So this study is out of the University of Utah, and what the authors did, I think, is really interesting, and it's related to some work that I've done in my past life. The authors built a mathematical model to try to simulate what would happen based on what we know about weight regain and about weight loss when people are on these drugs and these different compounds and doses. What would happen if we were to, instead of going cold turkey and just stopping taking the drugs entirely, to instead space it out, right? So maybe you stay on the dose that you're on, but instead of taking it every week, you now do it every 2 weeks, or you do it every maybe even every 3 or 4 weeks, and that's what they're simulating here. And these various lines represent, so the points represent real data, but then the lines that extend out, those are either extrapolations of that data or they're simulations that they're running in the computer based on these models that they've built. But let's say you're on this, you've taken it for a year and a half, and you've lost 22% of your body weight. That's what they're assuming here. That, I imagine, is based on the clinical studies of the actual drug in real people. And then they looked at, well, what would happen if instead of taking it every week, which keeps you at that minimum weight, you went to every 10 days. And that's the green line. What this tells us, if we believe the underlying assumptions of the model, is that there's an intermediate solution, right? At least for now, that it's not all or none, that you have to be on the drug full-time forever, or you have to be off it cold turkey and you're going to gain back all this weight. But that we might be able to consider, okay, what if I take the drug every 2 weeks? I'm going to be able to maintain most of my weight. These drugs are still really expensive. Even if you get them the most affordable way, they're still expensive. And, let's say you're buying it direct from the company and the vials are coming in, it's $500 a month. That's a lot of money for most people. And most people aren't going to be able to swing that. But if now you can space it out to every 2 weeks, well, that cuts the cost in half. And you're talking about $250 a month. That's still not cheap. That's still going to be expensive for a lot of people, but it's a heck of a lot more palatable than $500 a month. And so I think that if we start thinking about it in this way, it could potentially open up this as a solution for a lot of people who really need these health benefits.